Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Tuba Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today. If all political parties in South Africa are white control except one, then who's really running this democracy? My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Julius Malema says it loud and clear. All political parties in South Africa except the EFF are controlled by white capital, including the MK party, and that also includes parties from the ANC, which is a party built on the legacy of the very armed wing that once fought white rule. But the MK party, they say Malema is bluffing, and they say that they turned down 1.6 billion rand from the white capitalists Malema warns about. So who's really telling the truth, and more importantly, who's truly serving the Black majority in South Africa? Now, let's start with the Malema's claim, right? According to the EFF leader, no party, not the ANC, not Rise Mzansi, not even MK, which is led by former President Jacob Zuma, escapes the grip of white monopoly capital. He says, according to him, that only the EFF is truly independent. Let's check this video out and come and discuss.
I can tell you this without any fear of contradiction. All political parties in South Africa, except the EFF, are white controlled. The same goes to MK, by the way. Yeah, they are white controlled. So, once a motion is put, and the Israelis call PA, let's go this way. They call ACDP this way. They call DA this way. Holomisa this way. Bossa, Musima Imani this way. I mean, the biggest funder of Musima Imani is that woman who used to own Hilton Hotel here in Santana. I forgot the name. So, all of them, they can just be told, we are all moving this way. And you can see those Mapantiti, they don't have any principle. They don't pretend. They tell you, now we go where we're eating. If there's no eating, we're not going.
Yes, right. The donation trail tells a story. The ANC pulled a 26 million rand, and the Oppenheimer family, as always, is indeed in those numbers. But what does money mean in a country where political survival depends on it, and where the system still demands you play by the rules you didn't write? Now, MK's party spokesperson, Nhlamulo Ndlela, isn't having it. He says, and I quote, "We will never accept money from the oppressors, unlike them, who are contemplating joining a white-funded government." According to the MK party, they refused a 1.6 billion rand offer, and not because they couldn't use the money, but because they refused to betray their stance on nationalism and Black economic power. Now, think about that. The same party that only declared 380,000 rand to the IEC is claiming to reject 1.6 billion. Now, if that's true, then that's a bold rejection of capital in a time where nearly every party is raising millions just to stay relevant. But if it's not, well, then it's just smart branding, if you ask me. But here's where we have to be real. In South Africa, political capital still depends on economic capital. And that economic capital largely remains in white hands. So I do believe that the bigger question isn't just who took the money, but it's who's making decisions in service of the people who voted them in. You can be white funded and still act in people's interests in theory. You can also reject white money and still not deliver to the poor and landless right? So I do think that the truth is complex, but one thing is clear: Black South Africans are watching, and as a Black South African myself, born after apartheid, living in the shadow of its economic legacy, I do see the game. And the donors may have changed names, the struggle songs may have new beats, but the strings are still being pulled. So Malema's not wrong to sound the alarm of white control. I mean, we see it in media, in banking and retail, even who owns the land under our feet. We see it, right? But political power without accountability, I think, becomes just another hustle. MK Party, if you truly rejected 1.6 billion rands, then show us the proof, right? But more importantly, show us the policies that reflect that independence. And the EFF, if you are the only party untouched by white money, then show us how you're building alternative institutions for Black people. That's all I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, the question isn't who funds you, but it's who you fight for. Now, let's stop being hypnotized by liberation credentials or shouting matches. I do think that this is a new era. People want housing, they want land, they want jobs, and they don't care, right? If your campaign shirt is red, green, blue, or camel, as long as it means real transformation. Until then, I believe that the biggest party in South Africa will remain the party of disillusion. And with that being said, let's continue the conversation in the comment section. And while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me.